Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our stream of the Knights of the Old Republic. It has been a while since we've been around. I apologize for that. It's part of the bureaucracy of organizing a new republic here. But we are back watching old holocron stories of the Knights of the Old Republic. Moving forward from here, we should be a lot more consistent. If there is a communications breakdown, it can mean only one thing: invasion. I am always is Jedi Master Nuos, and with me is my good friend and yours, Jedi Master Johnny D.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming back, and thanks, Master Newhouse, for introing us back. And we're going to get down to it I think, very close to the end of the game here before we move on to the bulk of this stream, which will be the actual Old Republic video game MMORPG.
Yes,
right?
Yes. Like I was saying in a previous episode, the whole purpose of this is we've never played the Old Republic, and both Master Johnny D and I love the Knights of the Old Republic story, and we were curious. So he is going to play through on our old Jedi holocron, and I am going to be here to support and watch and learn myself. We do have a name, but for now, I think it's best if we stand by on that. Hint, hint. And we'll kick off with an official title and an official structure and status with our podcast or stream or whatever this is once we actually begin the journey of the Old Republic. Also, it is Easter weekend here on Coruscant, or Family Day, or Life Day. Yes, that's what it is. So yes, it's been very hectic and busy, so I haven't done my homework. So this is going to be just a much more casual, just talking about news and all of that. And big things to come, lots to look forward to. And I think let's get this going.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, this is an action-packed episode. I did a little bit of scouting ahead because I didn't want us to be. I mean, this little droid is pretty cool, but I didn't want us to be trying to watch me figure out this maze and do all the things. So I did do a bit of scouting ahead, figured out how to finish this part pretty quickly, and then there's going to be actually an interesting cutscenes where actually you're going to hear Newhouse a bit from the crime lord of the galaxy at this time. He's going to show up and say some interesting things.
Is he a Hutt?
He's not a Hutt. That's interesting.
He's not a Hutt because the Hutts were around.
Oh, the Hutts are around. He's one of their frenemies. He works with them, and sometimes he doesn't. But he's a smart dude, and he's basically going toe to toe with the Hutts. Trying to be a crime lord in the galaxy, or being a crime lord in the galaxy, and he's seeing this power struggle, and his goal is just to make sure that he's on the right side. Whoever wins is really all he cares about. So you get to see a bit of his character, which I think is going to be, you'll find interesting. And then after, I just scouted a bit ahead after that, and I'll tell you this, there's going to be lots of action, and I think the nickname of this episode is probably going to be Jedi Power Battles. That's basically what you're in for. All right.
Now there's a throwback to old Star Wars video game fans, if I've ever heard one.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
I'm impressed.
So, we're going to get in the action pretty quick here. So this droid, I thought maybe we could soup him up, but we can't. They actually make it like you can't add anything to him. And I looked at the journal, and Bauer Durer, the guy who's running this droid, he basically says you got to like evade. You can't do anything. All he's got like a little blaster. He can't throw grenades though, which is interesting. I don't know how that works, but that's what we got in our arsenal here. But really, we got the trickiest part is right up here where I have to dodge basically two beasties, and I have to activate this device. It's like a crash shuttle that's going to I think we're something to do with some shadow cloak that's over this planet. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's what we have to do to get the story moving forward. So we're just gonna move on in. So there's the storm beast. So as you can see here, I can fix myself or I can throw grenades. So there's no way I can kill these guys with grenades though. But I can use the adhesive, which I'm going to do to give myself a fighting chance here.
All right.
So he's now stuck, and then I'm going to run past him. This is the trickiest part right up here. I have to basically go to this console. Oh no. Okay. So that was good, because then I have to basically run away before I get destroyed by that beast. So it says enter sequence for priming mass shadow generator. Doing that, 3 found, generator at 73.7% power, so that's good. I got to pause
All right.
because of the way I set up, so now I just have to not screw this up, and then we're good to go. Okay.
Awesome.
So now I'm going to quickly heal. I've rehearsed this. This is a tricky part. But
Well, that's why it's so entertaining.
Because I want to try to see how far I can get without dying. So we're going to use a advanced repair kit. Oh, no. Oh, I should use a construction kit. Oh, okay. All right, so now we're going to burn through this. Okay, so at least I got another turn here. We'll use a construction kit to play it safe. Oh, I still can't get it. So hopefully this guy doesn't kill me. And he doesn't. And we're good. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to do...
well,
yeah, so the excitement's beginning with this little droid.
all right. Yeah, well, I'm looking
Droid.
forward to watching this. I'm looking forward to getting to the cinematic scenes, and I'm looking forward to talking a little Star Wars news. And
Yeah.
I do have one really thing I'm looking forward to sharing with you. I'll quickly, I won't get into the details of it. One thing that we will be discussing later is on another Star Wars podcast that came out, it would have been last Friday. They have discovered a never before heard 1977 interview on the radio that's 30 minutes long, where they took calls as well with Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford. It is fascinating.
It's just
to
released.
hear. It was just found. It was just, someone.
found. Oh, okay. What year?
Someone was cleaning out an old. It's literally from the first week of June in 1977.
Oh.
So this is like a Mark, Carey, and Harrison that have not been through numerous press junkets and things like.
Newbies.
They're pretty raw.
All right.
And
Well,
so, yeah,
we'll talk about that after. I think when I enter the sequence, you're going to see a series of cutscenes.
Yes.
So let's get
Oh,
down to that. Sorry.
I forgot. What's our safe word, John, when you need me to shut up and watch what's happening?
Oh,
what is it?
Is it here's
I guess we
something
can pick
cool?
a new one every week.
No. Here's something cool, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, here's something cool.
Yeah, here's something cool. We're going to enter the sequence from the priming mass shadow generator. And now it's searching for matching generators. And 4 found generator at 98%, mass shadow sequence powering up, sequence primed. And here we go.
If you are hearing this, then the sequence has been completed. When active, it will destroy Malachor. Again, I have one last command.
Oh, that's a Zebrak.
You must remain behind.
Yep.
It's from Malachor, the same planet as the Night Sisters. For those not aware, Darth Maul is from the same planet.
They're on a different planet.
Oh, yes. Wait, I have some homework to do.
Well, what's the planet called
Used.
that Darth Maul's from?
I thought it was Malachor.
Okay, so here's the you're a bit behind, but here's the bad guy, or the villain just showed up, or the crime boss.
Okay. What? It's a big droid?
Yeah, he's using the droid to watch everything. So it's like his remote.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's him talking.
Inability to move right now is evidence of that. If the general issues the command, only I will be here to receive it. You realize I cannot permit you or the exile to activate the mass shadow generator here on Malachor. In that, your programming and mine conflict. And since you have no offensive weaponry to speak of, the probability of your programming overriding mine is low. You must understand that the General would not wish the relics or the Sith's strength here on Malachor to be compromised. Their presence is needed to stabilize the galaxy. Without them, the galaxy would be reduced to anarchy within years. And if there is anything I can stand, it's an untidy galaxy. So, let us wait here, you and I, for the General's orders, and the fate of the galaxy shall wait with us.
Okay, well, you're seeing probably the ending of that, but it's a loading screen. I'll do this for the audience. You'll just have to deal with the delay, but that was still a pretty cool character there. He's very brilliant. He's like a highly logical and super smart crime boss, wouldn't you say?
I think you'd have to be to ascend to that position. This is a pretty scummy galaxy. We live in.
Yeah. Well, a lot of serious foes you have to do. Rivals. Speaking of which, Mr. Sion himself.
Show him every respect when he arrives in these halls, Lord Sion. This I command you.
All right, so tell me when you're made it through there, new house, because the fighting
Screen just went black.
Here. All right.
All right.
So now the Jedi Power Battles begin. So I'm going to turn on my force speed, and that's my kind of thingamajig I do. So I can take these guys super fast with my force speed. So I get like double the attacks, I think.
Right.
Also, lightning's pretty good too. So I will occasionally use my cheat, which is to use my health packs. So that's just how I do it.
Hey, you know,
whatever works. Right?
Who knows? The Jedi have all these amazing things under the ropes. It's like, you know, when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan just pulled out a breather out of nowhere to like go swimming underwater, right? It's like Batman's utility belt.
Yeah. So I will do, though, to try to be somewhat not overuse that. I'll use my master heal to get me up every battle here. So yeah, this is where New House is. It's gonna be like this. I went through about 3 battles like this. I think there's like several more. So this is where we can get into any sort of interesting content of the Star Wars or pulp culture world that you want to talk to. That would be the time to do it. Well, I just continue to fight away here.
Well, like I said, I didn't have time to like write notes down and plan everything out, but I do have a few things I want to talk about, as well as the radio interview. But I mean, we got to catch up because I don't think you and I have done this and discussed the fact that not only is it 3 Star Wars movies coming out to look forward to, it's actually 4.
4 now.
Because as we mentioned before, there was the Dawn of the Jedi by James Mangold, yes. And after that, there is the Rey movie, which will take place after Episode 9. And then there was the Filoniverse movie. Those were the 3 that were announced and that we're expecting, right?
Okay, so Rey movie, Dawn of the Jedi, Filoni. What's the 4th one? Or I got 3.
That's the 3 that were announced. But since the last time we streamed, Disney has announced a 4th one, and the 4th one will actually be the first one to show in theaters. And that is the Mandalorian and Grogu. And so if you had heard that announcement and you still thought it was 3 movies, that is not.
The Filoni movies, that's right. That's like a prequel kind of thing? Or no, that's a...
The speculation is Filoni will be doing the Heir to the Empire trilogy.
That's right. That's right. Got it.
And that's what he has been leading up to. But I think because these movies are like minimum 3 years away, because they don't want to rush anything.
That's good.
They decide, and it makes the most sense, right? Like logistically, Mandalorian and Grogu, they could probably have a movie in the theaters in a year, because everything they have everything.
That one can have everything built or whatever, enough built.
Yes, right. They have it. So no one knows for sure. There is some speculation that perhaps the 4th season is just being turned into a movie. There is still going to be a 4th season, but we don't really know whether the 4th season is going to. We don't know if the movie's taking place or so on and so forth. But yes, there is 4 Star Wars movies coming out, and the first one to hit theaters doesn't have an announcement date yet, will be The Mandalorian and Grogu, and that will be going into production, I believe, this month, actually.
Okay, and the earliest you could expect it would be in 2 years.
Well, I do believe, because it's been so long since I've looked, but they do have all those dates planned out, right? Disney had announced what movies were coming out in what years up until 2028, I think, which would be like the 5th Avatar movie. So I believe it's 2026. I think May.
That's the earliest we can get a Star
2026.
Wars movie.
I believe so. Which I think, I would say you want at least 2 years, right? But the Mandalorian
We don't wanna
is
rush it.
different. The Mandalorian, I mean, they can make a season of the Mandalorian in a year. So perhaps, but I think give it a year and a half. Give it that extra 6 months to cook and bake in the oven before you release it in theaters.
Holy cow, there's a lot of guys.
And right?
I might need to use my health back to this. Out of force power.
Oh, yeah, you got. Luckily, they're not fighting you with lightsabers.
No. They only got so many. There's a scarcity on force crystals, I guess. Or maybe
Yes.
it's like that's how they like belittle the newbies, right? Like, you don't get a lightsaber yet, right? So gotta earn it, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's use my health here.
Well, I'm sure being a Sith is much like a Jedi, where it's part of the process of becoming a Padawan to get your Kyber crystal for your lightsaber. And it's not just something that you just go and pull out of a drawer. It's a trial.
Yeah, for sure.
If we ever get around to watching the Clone Wars, John, this is actually not just a silly story, not worth bringing up, because there was a 2-part episode in the Clone Wars where it was a group of Padawan who went on the journey to the planet to get their Kyber crystals for their lightsabers. And the Jedi Master I forget who the Jedi Master was, but also on them with their journey was Huyang.
Huyang?
Remember the name Huyang? Huyang is
Huyang?
the droid from Ahsoka, voiced by David Tennant of Doctor Who.
That's
That's
right.
where he comes from. He was in 2 episodes of the Clone Wars in the 3rd season, leading it with a group of Padawans that were going to get the Kyber crystals so they could build their lightsabers, which is what he is known for in Ahsoka.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I think I remember telling you that. So anyway, so these sets probably have something similar.
Yes. Right?
All right.
More Sith assassins.
Yeah. Yeah, you can keep track of all the different types of villains they have here. Oh shoot! I gotta pay attention. If I'm trying to pay attention so I can try to do my heal in the moment to be more realistic, but if I don't, then I don't, and then I'm in big trouble. So I've got to do the health cheat if I can remember how to get to the frickin' stuff here. All right, usable. Let's try it with just advanced med pack. Oh, it's not very good either. Let's see if I can lightning these guys. All right, that's gonna be a bit close.
So also, since the last time we've streamed, there has been the trailer for the next Star Wars release, which will be Star Wars The Acolyte, the new television show that takes place approximately 100 years before the Battle of Yavin.
Yeah.
It is at the end of the High Republic era, because as us hardcore Star Wars fans know, by the time the Phantom Menace rolls around, the Jedi are not as strong with the Force as they once were. Everything is cloudy. They have a hard time.
That's sorry by the Phantom Menace, you say?
That's Phantom Menace, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
you think there's already a weakness, is what they say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is how Sidious was able to rise to power.
So
that is how Palpatine is able to be in a room full of Jedi, and they don't even sense the Force coming from this man.
I thought maybe he just found some loophole and like was like exploiting some weakness.
No. The Sith had been slowly corrupting the Force with the dark side of the Force. That the Jedi and the High Council, they have slowly been losing their connection to the Force. I mean, obviously they still have it, they still can use it, but Yoda himself, I don't have the direct quote with me, but he says, cloudy everything is.
Yeah, so he's noticing that something's up, and he's like, things are.
Yes.
They're kind of waning a bit.
Absolutely. And so one of the things, as always, when you're dealing with things in the timeline that come before what we know, there are some parts of fandom out there that are believe, well, this doesn't make any sense, right? Like, it says in The Phantom Menace that the Sith haven't been around for a millennium, right? How can we have a story about the Sith interacting with the Jedi 100 years before A New Hope? Like, this doesn't make sense. A lot like how people would complain about, well, Obi-Wan Kenobi can't fight Darth Vader before they fight on the Death Star. And, and with some little bit of imagination and some intelligent writing, there are ways to get around these things. But there's one thing that I've saw someone else mention this, and I've checked it out myself, and I feel like this is what they're going to do to get around this issue. I mean, one thing you could do is, well, anybody that the Sith encounters in the show ends up dying, right? If they encounter the Sith and they get killed, well, they're not going to be able to report back to the Jedi Council.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, and I recommend that when you have some free time, you take the 5 minutes to go and watch this scene. But if you go into The Phantom Menace, and after Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn have their encounter with Darth Maul in the desert of Tatooine there, and they report that we were attacked by a Sith Lord, and Ki-Adi-Mundi, the Jedi Master there, says, the Sith, and this is a direct quote, 100%, the Sith, that is impossible. They have been extinct for a millennium, which is 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And he looks directly at Yoda when he says this, and Yoda says nothing. Then there's another line of dialogue. I don't recall exactly what that line is, but then the next shot you see is Master Mace Windu and Yoda, and they look at each other, but they don't say anything.
Oh, because they know something's up? Or they know that's not true, that they've been around before.
Right? It's almost like it's a secret that they've been hiding from the Jedi Council themselves.
I can see that. So they plant that with the actor's look.
Well, and here's the other thing, John, to make it logical, Johnny D. Here's the other thing, is at the end of the movie, when they're at the funeral, and Yoda says, always two there are, the master and the apprentice.
Yeah.
That's his line, right?
Yeah. And
okay.
You see Palpatine right away in the
Sith,
foreground.
Okay, now, the Sith have been dead for 1,000 years, and the reason the Jedi believe this is because it was the last time there was a giant Sith-Jedi war. And it was at the end of that war where Darth Bane was the only Sith left surviving. And that is when he created the Rule of Two. He knew for
what
the
is his
Sith,
name? His name is Darth Bane?
His name is Darth Bane, and this is Lucas stuff. This is in the notes and the scripts, and it is in the novelizations of the movies. So this isn't something that other people like. This is Lucas hardcore stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
So after 1,000 years before Phantom Menace was the last great Sith Jedi war where the Jedi won. Darth Bane was the last surviving Sith, and he created the Rule of Two. So that there would only be a master and apprentice, so that they would be able to do what they needed to do. So if that was 1,000 years ago, and Master Yoda is 800 years old, how would he know that there's only two? Right? As far as the Jedi know, so for him to say at the end of the Phantom Menace,
he didn't send a letter to the Jedi. Oh, by the way, we're using this Rule of Two, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that there shows that. And that also tells me, because Yoda is so old, we can expect an appearance by Jedi Master Yoda in this Acolyte show.
Yeah, because he's like 900 years old, right? Before he dies, right?
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think at the time of his death, he's 900. So, but yeah, like I said, Jedi Master Johnny D, you go watch that scene, and the looks on Yoda's, he doesn't say a word during that whole thing.
Yeah.
And he exchanges this look with Mace Windu, man, where it's like, nope. Lucas was putting this in there for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Uncle George, he's a genius. The other great gift of George was his casting. So since you're still battling away,
definitely.
There's not something cool here. So
that was
so unfortunately.
Go ahead. I'll check what these gloves are. Maybe they're better gloves. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was going to get into this radio interview that
Oh
had
yeah,
been
yeah,
found.
yeah. Ooh, these are
So,
Kubas scoundrel gloves. Sorry, this is kind of cool gear. Um, computer use 6, security 6. That's pretty good. Here's something. You can tell me. You get to your radio thing, but we might as well like look at the game a bit. They call them the Kubas species, is most renowned for their interest in culture. They also have a penchant for less refined manners, such as smuggling and espionage. Okay, so they're like galactic spies. You ever heard of the Kubas?
no, I'm trying to sit here. I mean, obviously, I'm sure if we saw one, we would both be, hey, it's those guys, right? But off the top of my head, that is not an alien species that I'm familiar with
Oh, there you
at
go.
all.
Well, if I need to do some hacking of computers, those are the gloves I'm going to put on. Okay, so yeah, let's go to this radio show that you're talking about. It was just revealed.
Okay,
they just found it, eh?
Yes, it had not been heard since it aired live on 1977, and the guy because his wife works at this radio station,
Yeah.
so they were cleaning out an old office, and they found this dusty old envelope.
Oh yeah,
right?
cool.
And it was in there, and so it was 30 minutes, 3 weeks after the release of Star Wars in May 1977, and it's all Han, Luke, and Leia, and so Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, I don't know how old they are. Like, I think Carrie Fisher was, around 18?
Yeah, she's really young.
And she did stuff, right?
Yeah.
And Mark Hamill was 21, I believe. And Harrison Ford is older,
can I
though, right?
save while I'm stunned? Sorry, I'm just dealing with... I'm almost dead, but I can heal while I'm stunned. Ha! Life hack. Love it.
Lifesaver. So, but Harrison Ford is a little older, but he's not all that experienced in Hollywood. I mean, he had done a few movies, Apocalypse Now, and so on and so forth. But yes. So it's 30 minutes, and the other thing is that it's half of it is them taking calls from listeners. So people calling in from 1977.
How long had the movie been out when they did this?
It'd been out for 3 weeks.
Oh, that's enough. So I mean, people like they just like ate it up as soon as they could, right? People would go see it like multiple times a weekend, I think, right? So yes, they must have been like fired up.
It was getting big, but like Carrie tells the story. She's like, yeah, we came back from Japan a week after the movie had released, right? And we didn't really know how big it had gotten. And we get off the plane, and there's all these people and press, and we're looking around thinking, like, are the Beatles here? Like, what are all these people here for?
Yeah, they are.
And then they realized it was for
You're the
them.
new Beatles. Yeah.
But the part that blows me, and I have to also say that they don't play the entire 30-minute interview. If you wanted to listen to it, you have to pay the $1 a month to become a Patreon member.
Oh, okay.
So what they did and what I heard is the guy took parts of the interview and they would play things and then they would discuss it and so on and so forth. But what blows me away, Johnny D here, is Harrison Ford. Now these days, and for the last 30, 40 years, if you ask Harrison Ford anything about Star Wars,
the
only response you get is, who cares? Right?
Yeah.
Who cares? That's all they get.
Yeah, for sure.
You listen, he is engaged. He is the smartest about Star Wars. Oh, Hamill is up there. But like the one caller calls in and says, "Yeah, when you're on that sand planet and you're riding around on those stormtroopers are on those things. What are those called?" And right away, Harrison Ford, those are called a bantha. Bantha. And I'm just like, what?
Wow. So he was at one point a Star Wars nerd. Wow, that's cool. That is very cool. What happened?
Right?
How come he didn't have his because I mean Spock, Nimoy had his I am not Spock phase, then he had his I am Spock phase where he had those two books, right?
Okay,
Ford just went I am not Han Solo and he never went back.
Pure speculation, because it had to have happened between Empire and A New Hope, right? Because the story is he wanted to be killed in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And even then, during this interview, someone calls him in and Carrie's like, yes, we have signed on for 2 more. And the guy stops the interview there. He's like, well, you notice Harrison Ford doesn't say anything because he didn't sign on for 2 more. He only signed on for the 1, and he had to sign another contract to do Return of the Jedi. But I would guess, I mean, he played Indiana Jones, right? And I think he just related much more to Indiana Jones and that world and universe based on history and reality. That but just listen, like I said, like he's so engaged. And there's other cool things like one guy calls in and
hold on.
like,
Here's something cool. I'm struggling. I have all the powers I want, but actually, here's a cool new power that I can get. I'm just gonna get just because it sounds cool. And it's kind of nice to know what you can do in the Force, and just in case you want to imagine in regular non-game life. This one is the power gives the Jedi the ability to deflect any range attacks without a lightsaber. So this is basically like Darth Vader stopping the bolts. So that's cool. I like that.
And I would be curious to see if when you level it up, if it's the Kylo Ren, where not only can you deflect the bullets in midair, you can pause them.
Yeah.
If those who remember the first scene in The Force Awakens, that's I mean, I love The Force Awakens. It is by far and away my favorite of the 3 sequel movies. I could watch that over and over and over about that. But yes, even that moment was, you're like, whoa, like that's something I hadn't seen before, to freeze a blaster bolt in midair and it's crackling. It's just yes.
Anyway, so I mean, I don't think I'll ever use it. We'll see. I mean, because I think you don't have to like use your. Maybe I'll find it. I think it's nothing but like just big bosses now from here on in. But maybe there's a moment where there'll be like one lonely Sith commando will be left standing. I'll put down my lightsaber and I'll see if I block it with my hands. We'll give that a shot.
Or if you got to deal with that crime boss and his droids, right?
Oh yeah,
effective
see what's going on with that.
against droids.
Yeah, we'll see there. Okay, so go back to what you were talking about.
So trying to think of other things from this interview that was I found interesting. One of the callers called in and asked, after the Death Star exploded, there were 3 ships that flew away. Who were the 3 ships? And he had a really interesting back and forth with Mark Hamill and Harrison
they were
Ford
asking the cast that on the radio show.
Yeah, right. Like all these people that were calling in.
We know that it's Wedge, Luke, Han, but then there's the Y-wing. That's the one I don't know, but I'm guessing we all know. But did they know? I mean, would you know? It was the Y-wing, right? That's the one that I don't know.
Okay. In the end, Mark Hamill was able to remember, because it was right away. He's like, yeah, you're right? He's like, well, we know Wedge survived, but I told Wedge to get out of there. You're no use.
Yeah.
Right? After because he took a shot.
The X-wing was Wedge. There's 2 X-wings, right?
Yeah. And then he's like, it's not Porkins. Porkins got blown up. and I'm just impressed that like Hamill. I mean,
did they bring up Porkins?
Hamill name dropped Porkins.
That is so funny. What is it, Porkins?
And
no, dude, definitely was not Porkins.
And then in the end, they did say it was Yellow 5, and I don't remember what the character's name. But yes, there was a Y-wing, and it was Yellow 5.
Okay.
Was the 3rd one who survived.
There's like doors and doors. Oh, this place is crazy. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to the game. There's a big room there. Okay.
I almost want to spend the $1 on the Patreon for the month just to listen to that full 30-minute interview, because the little bit that I did get to hear, it was just fascinating, man. I was like, blown away.
There you go. Oh man,
just the fact that Harrison Ford, man. That's a bantha. E-A-N-T-H-A. Oh yeah, and then one guy.
Oh look, I have these guys. What? Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna unequip.
Okay, I got.
See if I can see what happens. Oh no, this is bad.
One more thing about.
Oh mercy. Okay.
Use your deflect. Deflect.
I tried. There's like 4 guys shooting at me. I just learned the power. Like I got baby steps. Oh, I lightning them though.
You just killed them.
I just killed them.
All the XP.
Yeah, freaking! I'm like, let's try and see if I can complete the game like this. Oh, whoops! No, hit the wrong button. All right, let's see what booty we have here. Go ahead.
So the last part of the interview was one caller called in and I said, "What happened exactly to the old guy when he got killed by Darth Vader on the Death Star?" And Han Solo was like, "Well, I mean, it's obviously not like earlier in the movie when the lightsaber."
Sounds like the crowd that you get after like hockey games calling it, kind of half drunk,
right? And then out of nowhere, Harrison Ford pulls out of his butt. I think what happened there was after he was struck with his lightsaber, he disassociated his molecules. Because he says to Darth Vader...
The old guy they're talking about is Obi-Wan. Oh, I didn't even realize that's who they're talking about.
Talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he says, because he says to Darth Vader, if you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you imagine. He did not actually die there, and he disassociated his molecules.
Wow.
That's what Harrison Ford said.
Oh man, such a lost nerd potential in that guy, right? Maybe he's secretly a nerd and it's all just a cover.
Or hey, Matt, maybe he just started smoking weed. And then, who cares?
Yeah. So what do they call it? Wookiee cookies?
He is an infamous pothead now, right?
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, I believe it.
He's an infamous pothead
Infamous?
now.
How do you become an infamous pothead?
All I know, it became public after he married Callista Flockhart.
Oh, so it's infamous because he's not. You're not expecting him to be a pothead. Is that what makes him infamous?
I was blown.
Or because he crashes fighter planes on the golf courses while he's high on weed.
According to the British talk show host Graham Norton, because this is where I learned all about it, and he was talking to Harrison Ford about how, because they were talking about Halloween and how, he's like, have you been smoking at this point? And he's like, oh no, not yet. I'm about to. Look at me in that costume. So yes.
Interesting. So yeah. Sorry. That was after he started dating Callista Flockhart.
Yes, after he started dating
is
and
she
married
a pothead?
Callista Flockhart.
And
I believe so. Yes.
Oh, so Callista Flockhart's a big pothead. She was in the Supergirl TV show, if I recall.
Yes, she was. She wasn't Cat Grant though, right? She was someone else.
I thought she was.
I don't think she was Cat Grant, but maybe she was.
Yeah. I don't think she was only in for like 1 or 2 seasons, right? Like she was at the beginning.
Yeah.
Wasn't she?
Well, you know why, right?
Why?
Because after the first season aired on ABC and it became too expensive, so they moved it to CW, and the first season was filmed in Los Angeles, so they were able to get Callista Flockhart as a regular during that first season. But when they switched networks and switched budgets, they moved to Vancouver. And Callista Flockhart was not willing to relocate, so she only guest starred during the second season until she was completely written off because production had moved to Vancouver.
Got it.
From
so here's something cool.
LA, and that is when. Oh, go ahead.
So holy cow, I got a couple of cool new belts. I have a Jal Shea Mentor belt. I don't think I'm wearing this, but it's got plus 20 force resist. That's insane. I have something called an Immortality belt. That's a cool name.
Yeah, no doubt I could use one of those.
Yeah. This device is an enhanced version of the immunity belt, though not actually granting immortality. So it's just marketing. This belt provides impressive protection from many types of attacks. So, yeah, that's okay. But this Jal Shea, force resist plus 20. That's probably pretty good if I'm going up with that dark side crazy lady, right? What am I wearing right now for belts? I'm wearing a strength enhancer. Oh, I like having the plus 4 strength, though. Oh man, they got a lot of. Well, I think I'll go with strength because I like how I can just pummel people. But if I find I'm getting forced down by these bad guys, I'll have this belt as a backup. So, okay, cool. I just wanted to do because I saw the Immortality belt and I thought that was a cool name, so I wanted to do a little chat about that.
In this game, did they get into this? Like, are you able to choose your lightsaber style?
Oh yeah, there's all types of stuff that you can do. Like if you look at it,
okay. Well, I hope you're using the Form 6 lightsaber style because that is the lightsaber style that is designed for power swings. Style 6 is the style that
Style 6.
Anakin.
Why is it Style 6?
Because
they numbered it.
They have numbers, but they also have names for them, and I just can't remember the name. Give me a second.
So I use the Aturu lightsaber form, so that's aggression. So that fits my style. There's Seretsu,
that's style 6.
Makashi. Oh, is that they actually name it that Aturu, or is that just style 6?
Yeah.
They use the word Aturu.
They have names and numbers. Yes, and Makashi, I believe that's style 4, and that's what because Anakin thought that the what's the style 6 one? The one you're using?
Aturu or Aturu.
It has its weaknesses because it's such long and heavy swings because of the power.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he combined two, and much like how Bruce Lee took different martial arts and made Jeet Kune Do.
Yeah, yeah.
Anakin did the same thing with lightsaber styles and created his own style.
Well, I use my master speed, so that means I speed myself up. So even though I'm doing big power swings, I'm using my speed force. So that's kind of my way of kind of doing that. Oh, defense turrets. Oh, but I got my robot.
And with wisdom like that is why you were on the Jedi Council.
That's why I'm called the
Master
general.
Johnny D.
I'm the general.
Yes.
So that's what the guy calls me. I like that name. Just gonna see if I can. So apparently, oh, there's another one here. So there's some sort of there's something I was doing with droids with that new power of mine. I forget what it is. Oh, just like a lot of these.
Deflection.
I did not mean to throw a grenade. I'll get down to 1, and then I'll see what happens with this other one. I think I have time to heal. There we go. This heavy defense turret's taking a long time. Okay, so what's going on with this guy? Okay, so we're gonna turn this thing off. See what happens here. It just hits me. Am I supposed to activate that power? Breath control, force enlightenment. I better heal. Where's my heal? I'm gonna train with this heavy defense turret.
Well, is it not like your other force powers, or is it like
know,
a buff where it's always?
Yeah, you think I would do something cool here, but well, let's see if I'm losing damage. Oh, I did something there. Oh yeah, did you see that? I mean, you'll see it in 10 seconds.
Yes.
Oh, that was cool.
Yes.
All right.
So what is it? It's a chance to deflect. It's not
Yeah,
consistent because it looks like you're taking 1 out of every 4 shots.
Yeah,
Like your next one, see,
yeah. And then if you get the more
block
advanced
rate.
one, then you'll probably get it more often. Right?
Yes.
All right. Well, that was a good opportunity to practice that power. That's why I'm a great Jedi, because even in the midst of the big final battle, I still find time to do some training just to keep my skills up.
Absolutely.
All right, so we got a Sith Lord, so I think I'm doing the standard lightning wave. I should have sped up. Forgot to do that. Try to get these health healings in here. Yeah! All right. Okay. Occasionally go for loot.
I think you'd almost have to.
Yeah. I think I can complete this without min-maxing too bad at this point. We'll see how,
is this
tough
like
Sion is. Is this a door?
So at the end of this, you're fighting Sion. That's
Well, so I think there's two sides.
You know this, or you're speculating?
Well, because you saw them. So when I looked at the map at the start of this temple thing, there was 2 doors, one to the right, one to the left. So I went to the right one. I'm guessing the right one's going to be Sion, or one of them's going to be Sion. The other one's going to be whoever. I forget the girl's name. The bad girl. She'll probably be the final one. So I think if I look at the map here,
Freya.
Freya.
I
don't know.
Right. Yeah. The old lady with the.
Yeah. So where am I? Okay. So Treya's Academy. Oh, there's a meditation chamber. I haven't been there yet. West Cells. Yeah, still got more to do. This looks like it's a final room, though, I'm thinking. So I better save and get ready for some craziness.
Yes.
I'll get my force speed on. Maybe I also have some like other things. Force immunity, force enlightenment. I don't know what force enlightenment does. Master valor. I think that force immunity. Yeah, let's try buffing up with some of this.
Do everything.
Yeah, we'll do 3. Go with that. We won't use stims yet, though. All right, so just a bunch of these guys. Oh no, there's still lots more map left. Yeah, there's like a whole other side. This is
Oh, looks like it will be at least one more.
We'll see. How long have we been going so far?
An hour.
All right. Well, we'll see how tough this final battle is. or this battle for this wing of the temple. Just kind of see if I can lightning the ball. Yeah, great voice acting on the deaths in this game, I must admit.
Oh, everything about this game is great. Even 25 years later, whatever it is.
Yeah. So the interesting news I was looking up is, I guess there's a big Disney like board battle happening in 2 days. I'm not sure if you heard of this, where like there's like this election for the new board, and it's like this like power struggle is forming up between Iger and this group led by this guy named, I forget the guy's name. I'm so bad with names, but he's got this like fund, and he wants to like, I don't know, just change things up. But his partner is I guess one of the guys who's partnered up with him is the guy who got fired from Marvel. What's that guy's name? The
Ike Perlmutter?
Yeah. He's part of this.
Okay, well, they're the bad guys. If he's on that faction, I'll tell you, he's the bad guy.
Yeah. Well, I think some people say this guy is maybe a bit of he's part, like, I think he's a champion of the anti-woke, but I don't think that's his main objective. But the interesting fact, though, is I couldn't believe this, is that it's like an election, and they've been spending money, and Variety magazine was able to get facts or whatever, they were able to get information to publish saying they believe it's like the one faction, which is this fund called Tryon, which is the bad guys, I guess, according to you.
Yes.
They're spending up to $25 million campaigning to convince all the shareholders to side with them. And then like the Iger side spending like over $10 million. So they think it's gonna be $40 million spent by all the different factions in this proxy war that's gonna happen in a couple days. And this is where I was telling you that Lucas is siding with Iger's group, right? So yeah, right.
That's fascinating.
It's fascinating,
also
about all the money that they're spending.
Well, it's also relevant because it's famously Florida. What is he? Senator, governor? That Ron DeSantis. He was at war with Disney for so long.
Oh, Disney World, right?
I just read an article about how he's completely backed off in the last month, and he hasn't been saying or complaining or doing anything about his anti. And I wonder if that's why, because this Tryon group, I mean, if they're Ike Perlmutter and if they're money, they are right wing. Like Ike Perlmutter is friends with Donald Trump.
Yeah. So there's this crazy political battle happening with Disney, and so the interesting thing also is that like I think Iger's going to win because one thing is that like the Disney stock tanked. Like it went from like 180, went to like almost $80, right? Back in fall, but now it's like gone up like 30% since. When did Iger take over again? Was that in fall?
Well, see, that's what's blowing me away about what you're telling me here, Jedi Master Johnny D, is because I mean, I feel like he hasn't even been back in charge for a whole year. So the fact that they're willing to go to war, like this isn't, to me, that tells me this isn't about them not wanting. I mean, how could they not want Bob Iger to be in control? He's the person that steered Disney to where they are now. So to me, they just want a power. It's all about the power is what they want.
Maybe. So the reason why what I gleaned from it is, one, just looking at some shareholder conversations or just people talking about stocks, is it sounded like it was like Iger's kind of like, we got to spend money to make money. And they're like, oh, we shouldn't be spending that much money. And so that's what this one guy's kind of, and also the kind of the wokeness and stuff like that. But I think that's what it's coming down to. I think Iger's going to win because I think actually he's probably right. And it's actually better for us as fans because we don't want them to not spend money, right?
Yes. Well, and I can guarantee you what you're saying, that is true, because Ike Perlmutter was known to be extremely cheap.
Yeah,
because he was involved with the Marvel side of television and stuff before Feige wrestled control of the entire Marvel franchise away from him. And he's just if you're a big X-Men fan and you don't like how the X-Men have been treated for the last 20 years, he is the apocalypse of the X-Men saga. He's the guy who famously is like, nope, we're not doing any more we're not promoting X-Men because
Yeah, and
The whole reason why Marvel tried to make the Inhumans as big in the Marvel comics as they were was because of this Ike Perlmutter character. Anyways.
Yeah. So he sounds like he's poison, and I think speculation is Iger is going to win, especially because he has the stock momentum on his side. But yeah, I mean, I like I said, I want him to win because I believe like better as a fan, like I'm willing to spend money on good quality stuff, and I don't want them to cheap out and just churn out cheap crap because then I'm not going to spend money on it. It's just a waste of everyone's time, right? So
Yes.
all right. So this room looks crazy. Yeah. So there you go. So yeah, that was my tidbit I was researching on coming in here today.
Since you brought up Marvel, one thing I heard yesterday that has me excited is that it's official that the actors and characters who played Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones in the Netflix shows are coming back in a new Disney Plus show that will be Heroes for Hire. So I think that's a good move. I mean, that's classic storyline. Like, that's what happened to those characters back in the 70s. They were both introduced in their own solo titles. It was a little hard for them to carry their own title, so they put them together in the Heroes for Hire comic book. And yeah, they're all coming back, man. They're all coming back.
TV show, you said, right?
Yeah, it'll be a Disney Plus show. And I also heard it's rumored that because Joe Barenthal, who played the Punisher, it's been known for a while.
Here's something cool.
This planet is a graveyard for your kind. She thinks you should be spared, but only so you might suffer. You will break.
Sire.
When you do, you will die.
Can we finally get this over with, dude? Waiting a long time.
Is something I will never understand.
All right, dialogue time. Where is Kreia, Sion?
She awaits on the Treus core in the heart of this planet, but you will never reach her.
What is this place?
It is ancient, a relic that survived the destruction of Malachor. It was always here, far before the Mandalorian Wars. It draws death and hate to it, channels it, atrocities feed its power, and with its power, it creates hunger. Many Jedi have been consumed by it.
Man, so much going on here. I'm gonna keep asking more information, but where did it come from?
It has been here for thousands of years. It is a place where the Sith teachings run strong. It is the threshold of the borders of an ancient empire. Kreia says it was a place of reflection for the ancient Sith, a gateway to their lands. It drew Lord Revan, and it calls to her as well. She said that the teachings here will lead one to the Sith, the true Sith, and all their shadowed worlds. This place led Revan to the graveyards of Korriban and beyond.
Do you know what happened to Revan?
It does not matter. The Lord Revan,
here we go,
the
folks,
galaxy at his feet could have made it strong, and he surrendered it to weakness. Like you, Revan touched power and turned away. The chance to heal this fractured galaxy, and he turned away. I was there when the Academy on Korriban fell, and the Sith turned on one another like beasts. Our chance at an empire destroyed by Revan.
Okay, so sounds like actually you're pretty in sync with me because I'm hearing like feedback. Is that you from you that I'm hearing?
You're hearing yourself.
Okay.
I have no audio.
All right. I'm talking you ready to die. Let's go with. I just want to fight this guy. Let us end this. I bear no hatred for you, but I must pass.
I am ready for you, exile.
You shall not pass.
Years to see the last of the Jedi fall before me. Only one may serve my master.
Okay, so this is final battle. I'm gonna. Oh, I did not speed up. Let's see how I do here. I'm gonna use my health. I'm just gonna go for. Oh, I got it right away. Oh, what happened? He didn't die.
Now you realize the true power of the dark side. As long as the dark
Must be some
places of
dark
this
side
world
trickery.
hold
Oh
the
man, I gotta
relics
probably
of
figure
my
out a puzzle.
flesh,
Take him down.
cannot be killed.
Tell yourself that 100 times, and I will strike you down 100 times. I'm gonna say that just because that's a cool line.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so, but I'm guessing if I kill him, it's just I can keep on saving too. I guess I'll just save too, just so if I die here, I don't have to do that battle again. But I'm guessing I'll defeat him, and then he'll keep being alive, and so I have to figure out some way to like hamper his whatever's powering him. Does that sound right, Newhouse, and how you deal with these
That
situations?
sounds entirely plausible, yes.
All right. Well, I'll try to take him down one time, but I need to heal up, so I need to get my stuff usable. Let's go life support pack. Luckily, I got 45 of those. I did give myself a healing skill up because I knew I was going to need health packs. So, not getting me
Right.
too much health back, but at least it's better than nothing. All right. So, I wonder if I should try to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. This keeps my defense up 1. I'll see how much. Oh yeah, definitely gotta heal up, or else I will not survive. Oh, that was good. Oh yeah, one more.
You're strong. Perhaps she was correct about you. But you cannot kill me. She knows this.
Oh, I can.
So yeah. Oh,
I can do persuade. Oh, so do I have? Should I try to reason with this guy now, since I don't want to have to fight this fight 100 times? I really don't want to save this guy. I really don't like this guy. So,
this is a choice that only you can make for yourself.
well, I always like using the wisdom things because I guess I have this because I have high wisdom, but it's mainly because of my
Right.
all my buffs that are giving me high wisdom. So it's like kind of false wisdom. I'll just say this: she has chosen me because I gave up the Force, and you could not. Let go, and you'll understand. Yeah, sure. Let's try that.
There is no life without the Force. The Force is a blade. Without it, one is defenseless.
Well, I kind of agree with him there. So, if you're afraid to let go of power, then that is weakness. Yeah, I'll just
Those
like
are the
assault him.
words of Jedi. Jedi who over thousands of years have never turned from power, from inflicting their will on the galaxy. They know power. The only weakness is not seizing it when it lies before you.
Fight or die, but spare me the
If
threats.
you will
I've had
not
enough of this
leave
guy.
This place, then I cannot allow you to pass. If you go before her, you will be broken. If killing you will spare you what lies ahead, then kill you I must.
All right, so hopefully third time's the charm, and I'm gonna try to kill him one more time here. If not, then I'm gonna have to run around and try to investigate this area to see if there's hidden little things that I can meddle with
Yes.
to take him down. Right?
Some sort of device or
Yeah.
relic or something giving
Yeah.
him some.
Because if you remember from the first game, like he had Malik had all those like he had like people strapped in. I think they're Force users that are strapped into those little all these different little like whatever Bacta tanks, if you recall that. And so you had to like basically take those out because you kept on drawing from them, right? Yeah. So that's why I'm wondering if it's same kind of dealio. But let's see. I'll try one more time to see if I can kill him and see if that does it. Luckily, I have 42 life support packs left, so.
I mean, hey, it feels like you're still making progress every time here. So
Yeah, well, he hasn't killed me yet by me screwing up. I think the trick is Yeah, this force. I just got to every turn. I just have to heal up, and I get enough critical chances, and I get like 4 attacks with my force speed, right? When I have force speed on.
To pass.
So you're weakening, Sion. I can feel it. Even your control can't keep your body together.
I still have the power to stop you. The Force runs strong through the screaming canyons of Malachor. I can die 100 times exile, and still I will rise again as strong
He's
as
stuttering.
before.
He's feeling it.
Yeah. All right.
You're having an effect.
Yeah, I am. Okay, so keep this up. Save it. We'll go 2 more times. After that, then I have to start running around. But yeah, I'm getting close here. Where's that? Let's go. Life Support Pack. Force speed. Oh, that was a good one. Life Support Pack. Oh yeah.
I will not fall. I cannot die.
Got him.
Woo!
Get up, Sith Lord, and I will prove to you that you can die.
Why? Why did she choose you?
That
What
sounds
makes you able
pretty,
to defeat
pretty
me?
dark.
Defeat
Oh, yeah.
me here.
I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. Sorry, I just love these choices, this writing. The place is not what matters. It is the man.
The Force is who I am. The dark side fills me. It is what I am.
And Kreia hates the Force even as she wields it. If the Force is what you are, then that is what she despises. Yeah. It is the true sign. You feel it. Let go. It is not such a terrible thing.
Kreia, she will try to break you, to teach you how far someone can fall. Her weakness is you. She has done all this, all of it, for you. I am glad to leave this place, at last.
Oh, and he is no more. Hooray! What we got here? We got a Pontite lens, crystal, Solari, lightsaber, dark Jedi Master robe. Well, there you go. So a new house. I think, let's just check out this area, but I think we should probably close it off because I think it's gonna be another long road ahead on the other side of the temple to get to the final boss. And so maybe we can say that for another episode if that makes sense to you.
It sure does. Absolutely.
But let's check things out, and then we can also debrief on your thoughts. But first off, I want to see what some of this gear is, the loot is. That Pontite lens sounds interesting because he's got to have something good because it's like the second last.
Well,
boss.
yeah, right.
So let's check that out. If I can get to the
Guys,
savior.
would have some big, huge upgrade for your saber, I'd imagine.
Oh, and they have a workbench in here too, so you can go to the workbench and do that. So I might do that offline. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so what we got here? So where do they show the lenses? And yeah, dark Jedi robe. No, that seems pretty lame. Does it go like? Oh, here we go. Inventory? No. Oh, here we go. All. And it was called a lens? Something Pontic lens? You gotta figure out how to use these filters here. All. Is there a new section? No, there's not a new section. It might take 2. Oh, it might take 2. Well, this is
miscellaneous, maybe.
Yeah, I'll see. If we don't find it soon, then I'll have to review it and then show it off next episode. Because I have way too much stuff. Good thing they don't have like inventory weight limits, because I would be screwed.
Right. I hate those games where they give you a a certain amount of spaces, and then you have to make some hard choices later on. It's like, oh,
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna look at the map here. Holy goodness, I mean, there's still so much to explore, and like, there's like a whole other like other map too. Like, where are we? We're here, and there's all this area.
yeah, it's like not even half.
There's
We're
the
about
Treas core. Okay, so the Treas core is where he says she is, right? And is that this way? No, the Treas core is this way. So this must be the final level, is my guess.
Yeah,
So then there's all this other stuff. Okay, let's see what the next room is like, just to see. I'm curious. Like, was there like multiple ways you can get here, and so this is all just like the other ways?
your guess is as good as mine.
All right, well, I'll do some scouting ahead just so we're not like wandering around too much at the start of the next episode. But yeah, that was exciting. We killed, I think, the second last boss, so we're close.
Yes. Right.
So yeah, thanks. Thanks for making sure we got this going on again, there, Master Newhouse.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, whoever's watching, and Master Newhouse. If that's it, I think I can say, may the Force be with you.
Indeed. To everyone, may the Force be with you.
All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye.